What do you tell people when they ask questions like, why are you in the Vagina Monologues?
Why not?
Well, I tell them because they have one, and more than 50% of the planet does, and they need to be represented and respected.
I just tell them I've always been interested in it, and why shouldn't I talk about my vagina? I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm not afraid to say vagina.
I like talking about female sexuality, and it's often very much repressed. I tell them that it's an amazing show too, and it's for a really great cause. I like being an activist for things I truly believe in.
Because it's awesome. Plus the acting, I haven't done it forever and I really enjoy that. Plus it's like for a super great cause and you just like feel so empowered by it and you're like, I'm an activist. Like I never would have considered myself a feminist until a few weeks ago and I'm like, I'm such a feminist. But yes, I'm embracing it.
I said because this is something I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to act. And so this is something off my bucket list that I can check off.
People don't usually ask me because I'm a pretty open person, and they're just like, oh yeah, Vagina Monologues, yeah, that sounds like her.
I don't know if anybody has asked me why I'm in it. People always ask, what is it about, and why should I go? And I always tell people, just think of your mom, think of your sister, like these are things that they've had to deal with and everything. It's not just sexual, it's just about being a woman and all of that it entails.
I tell them it's a good cause because it gets people talking about issues that they normally wouldn't talk about, and also I just love acting and I love being in plays, so that's another reason. First, I go off on all these tangents and I'm like, wait, you don't know what it's about, you don't know what it's about.
But there are so many things that they're not aware of that it needs to be brought to the forefront, and also what the Vagina Monologues is supporting to stop violence against women worldwide, and that really needs to happen.
I love being part of a movement with an extraordinary group of women who are just so passionate about expressing themselves and being totally open to change and to hope.
The women I've met and the monologues I've heard have inspired me more than anything else in my life. It's almost impossible to explain it to someone. You just have to witness it for yourself, and to not only witness it, but like every week come together with these women and talk about the things we talk about and know that we're contributing to V-Day is just like unreal for me.
It's cool to put it out there and it's cool to be part of this. You can, in a way, like empower women to feel comfortable about it, you know? I think it's really cool to have like that sort of like safe place, and then also put yourself out there and say like, hey, it's okay, you know, somebody in the audience will probably, you know, change their mind about what they think about vaginas, hopefully. I tell them because it's a really great opportunity to get to know, like to have kind of a family outside of something like your normal group setting, because there are so many women here that I never would have met before, and like that kind of familial experience is fantastic.
I tell them because it goes further than just screaming vagina all the time. There's this whole campaign that's behind it, and I believe in the V-Day campaign, and I think it empowers women, it empowers me, and it's important.
I always tell them about the story when I first saw the Vagina Monologues here at Cal Poly last year when I was a freshman. I said, I didn't know what to expect when I walked in those doors into the PAC. I was like, okay, people are probably going to be screaming vagina, vagina, vagina. No, it is not about screaming vagina every other line. It is so much more. Eve Ensler, she's such a role model. And the V-Day movement, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah, like it was something very random for me. So the fact that I even am doing it is just like, there's got to be some purpose, some reason I'm doing it. And I think it's really to like totally get more information about just like other women's experiences, because like I wouldn't have known that, and so I will tell people like I've gained so much knowledge on other women's issues and women empowerment, and I'm really happy I did it for that reason.
I really like love people to learn about vaginas, and I think it's a really important issue, and people shouldn't be so embarrassed to talk about sexuality.
I personally like to explain that, you know, women's sexuality has been such a taboo thing until now that we have the Vagina Monologues.
It's promoting knowledge to maybe younger generations or even everyone in general about how women perceive themselves. It's an education.
And I think the only way to make change is to educate people and to talk about it, because if there's silence, if there's, you know, a lack of knowledge around something, then nothing's going to change.
People always think, first of all, they always assume that it's like, wow, like, it's crazy. If you're in the Vagina Monologues, you're, you know, crazy and promiscuous, and I don't know. And it was important for me to do it because I feel like, just like any other girl, there are moments where I'm kind of shy about my vagina. I don't really talk about it.
So usually I just tell people that they need to come see it to know, and that it's not anything like the stereotypes about how, you know, it's a man-hating show or super feminist. I mean, it's pretty feminist, but, you know, only in the best ways.
And I'd say that even if it's not just for women, like the monologues is a human experience, I feel like everyone should go and learn more.
The Vagina Monologues is one of the most moving experiences I've ever had being in the show. Two, it's such a great activism, woman power movement that is not anti-man.
I go off into saying what the cause is for and fighting for women to, you know, have no more violence against them. I try to tell them that, but they're usually like, what is this? And then I just tell them, just go, you'll see.
It's inclusive of everyone. The stories that these women tell, pretty much anyone can relate to, even if you don't have a vagina. They're all universal problems, truths. It's just such a good show and such a good message.
I laugh at first because a lot of people, I think, have this stigma against it, as if like being super feminist or something, but I just tell them the truth that honestly I didn't know what it was when I was going into it, but the process has made me, I guess, respect my decision and say that it's a big movement for women, and I'm proud to be a part of it, and you know, you should come check it out.
When people ask me why I'm in the Vagina Monologues, I have to say it's because I want to change the world, one monologue at a time.